fiance is in the movie, but I didn't see her in the trailer.
So I just decided to slap the old record button there because we got to lead off with this. Bob mentioned Clerks 3 trailer hits, and we all know how much Richie is a fan of recent Kevin Smith stuff. So,
and it's doing the same thing as not Clerks 2, as Reboot did, where it's only two days in the theater through Fathom Events. So, it's, I want to say, in September. So I'll be going and watching, and who knows if I'll like it or not. The trailer looks really entertaining. So, I guess I'm the target Rube audience for this one.
Yeah, I have little interest.
I want to watch it, but I doubt the Fathom Events makes its way here. So
yeah, it's a Tuesday and Thursday that they're doing it. So, and it's same day nationwide. So unless, I don't know what kind of theaters you guys have down there in the.
Well, he's touring with it too, so I don't know if he'll be.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Oh,
I'm not
sure
going to be
stop
doing that. Yeah, no, he ain't coming to Monkey's Eyebrow. Or Possum's. Is it Monkey's Eyebrow or Possum? It's Possum Trot and Monkey's Eyebrow.
That's it's halfway between Monkey's Eyebrow and Possum Trot.
Yeah. So he ain't coming there, but he'll be in. I'm sure he'll be in Tampa because he does like Tampa or Clearwater because he was there last go round, and Orlando. But I won't be making the trip. But I'll spend the $15 or whatever it is to go see it in the theater in the air conditioning.
There you go.
I'll watch it on Amazon. And by watch on Amazon, I mean bootleg it, so I don't.
I actually own Reboot on Blu-ray.
Well, we know you're not responsible with money, so it's understandable.
Wow!
Oh boy!
Shots fucking fired!
Oh boy!
It says the guy with the wall full of Legos behind him.
I have a digital copy of it, so that means in about 10 years I probably really won't own it.
I have a digital copy too. I just haven't deleted it yet.
You haven't flushed that particular turd? I mean, I've got a physical copy of Jersey Girl that if you want it, I can mail it to you.
Oh boy! I think you should.
I was going to use it as a coaster, but
I'd watch that again over Reboot.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Geely?
I've never seen Geely. That wasn't a Kevin Smith movie. That was a Ben Affleck movie.
No, that was a Bennifer movie.
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez. Pieces for my bed.
I've never seen that one either, and I don't ever intend to.
Yeah. No, didn't she play a lesbian like assassin or some shit like that? And like,
I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah. I heard it was based like in outer space. Something about her taking on the Martians. I'm not entirely certain.
I think you're describing Battlefield Earth.
Where an elderly. Pretty sure that was that movie, though.
No, I'm pretty sure that actually that was Milo and Otis is what you were describing.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. Well, look, there's a topical or a timely topic for it. Did you guys see that article where they found 4,000 beagles?
I just read that like literally 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. So they found 4,000 beagles who were in this Envico, I think was the company. It was in Virginia. And they were being experimented on, medical experiments and stuff. And they just released them, like they're sending them to shelters and to rescues and stuff. But this company was experimenting on these poor dogs. They had killed 500 puppies in 6 months between January 2001 and June 2001. Like, how the hell is that shit still going on?
And the thing that really threw me for a loop is you hear all the time about these places that have 50 of this animal or 100 of this. And it's always some like backwoods operation, but 4,000,
Right.
like what the heck?
It's just terrible.
I don't know. That's I'm just glad that it was found out, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's a whole nother level of depravity. I don't know what you would get out of all that supposed testing.
Yeah. I can't see where that's beneficial to anything. I mean, who knows what testing they were doing, but the article mentioned specifically painful scientific medical research. And it's like, well, shit, dude. Like, that could be any number of things, and none of it good.
No.
But so now we've gone down that dark rabbit hole. But before we move on, though, actually, so if you're in the market, well, not I shouldn't say in the market, but if you're looking for a family pet, maybe try and seek out some of those dogs and give them a good home, give them a good life. They've had shitty lives up to now. Who knows how old they are? I'm sure that there's all kinds of age ranges. But look at your rescues. Look that up. Google it. See if you can't help out, because those dogs deserve a good life. And if you can give it to them, let's try and help them out.
Oh, well said. That's probably the most serious thing we've ever had on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably since the very first episode.
Yeah, and that was just you.
Yeah, that was just me fucking like brain dumping because I had gone through trauma. Like fucking Jesus. Let's lighten the mood a little bit.
So
What
you
do
don't
we
want to
got?
talk about the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, fuck the goddamn Flyers. I am so fucking sick and tired of that fucking organization. Rich, I know we said we weren't going to talk about it, but I got to. I have to, because my fucking head's going to explode. Fucking Chuck Fletcher is inept, and that's the nicest thing I could say about him. I don't want to say the things that I'm really thinking about him, like that he's probably the closest thing to a vegetable that can walk. I feel like there are corpses that would make better GMs than him. There are kids at St. Mary's School for the Blind that have better hockey evaluation skills. And I don't understand how the fuck he's in that position unless he's got naked pictures of somebody at Comcast Spectacor. And Comcast Spectacor needs to sell the fucking team before they completely fucking destroy it.
I've been following kind of along with what you had been tweeting out earlier, and just kind of reading some articles and different things. And I don't know, basically how you don't pick up the phone and try to figure something out on getting a top tier free agent.
Right. You've got Johnny Gaudreau, grew up a fucking Flyers fan. He was a little Flyer, for fuck's sake. He wants to come to Philly. Nobody wants to come to Philly. Nobody in the NHL wants to come to Philly unless it's their last fucking choice, because it's a shit organization right now, run by dipshits and people who have no fucking idea what the fuck they're doing. And you've got a superstar, a bona fide fucking superstar, who wants to take a pay cut to come to your fucking shit ass team. And you can't figure it out. You got your fucking head so far up your ass, you're signing people that shouldn't be in the fucking league anymore.
Did the Little Flyers have anything to do with Jerry Sandusky?
No, that was the Little Penguins.
No, that was the little Nittany Lions.
Well, the Little Penguins are closer.
It would be Cubs then, wouldn't they? The little Cubs.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You had to get that out.
We're back to really dark.
No, Hey, but you can spin it to video game real quick though, because you were. What was the name of the game you just downloaded?
Fuck,
You've been playing on your phone.
Let me see. What the fuck is this game? Superstar Hockey. It's a little free to play game on your phone. It's addicting. It's not as good as Super Blood Hockey on the Switch, but it's pretty fun. It's the old NHL 94 style vertical rink. It never switches sides. You're always skating up towards your goal, and it's pretty interesting. It's cheap, or it's free. It's free to play, so there's all kinds of stupid ads and shit you get to watch. Can we talk about that for a minute?
What?
Can we talk about
mobile games?
The what?
Mobile games?
Well, yeah. So I've got to go off on mobile. Is this going to be an episode of me just venting because we haven't talked for like 2 weeks?
It could
That's what it
be.
sounds like. Yeah.
All right. So you guys, I'm assuming that you've both played mobile games with ads in them, right?
What's a mobile game and what's an ad?
Fuck you. You know the games where they always have like there's two types of games that I actually really want to try, and I wish somebody would fucking make them. And it's the one. No, they make those. The ones where actually a surprising number of them have ended up on the Switch for somehow.
I've actually bought physical copies of a couple of them, thinking that they're going to be valuable
worth
later.
money.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm thinking about it, but I also don't want to get put on a
wait for an Amazon sale. As soon as Amazon has a sale, just grab it and put it away somewhere.
Oh, speaking of Amazon sales, they have some NIS games on sale right now that you guys might want to snag for the Switch, either to play or for potential value increase. So just I would just go on and type Disgaea and NIS, the Prinny Presents. There's some good games. The Prinny Presents is actually a 2-pack. So
I just pre-ordered, well, not just, but I dropped like $400 on Ninja Turtle pre-orders on limited run games, even though they still have my copy of
which is bullshit, because here's the thing. I almost sent you a picture. The local game store near me has that special like record case version.
It's not that. No, what's going on is I ordered the vinyl record, and that's what's yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The other game store, Tom, the 8-Bit Hall of Fame that we went to, they have the vinyl in stock.
Well, maybe that means mine should be coming soon.
You're getting fucked all around.
We've already bought the game.
It probably has your name on it, Rich.
It probably does. But back to the mobile games real quick. So in the ads, there's always the games where there's the ones where you got to pull the pins and make the certain things, like you got to put out the fire or whatever.
Yeah.
And
destroy the.
Those never end up being that game.
No, I noticed that too. I tried downloading a couple of them. Yeah.
I want that game.
It does look like a fun game. Yes.
I want that game. And not only that one, but the one where you have to guide the thing to like ×2 or +2.
No, they exist. They just have ads every 10 seconds, so they're impossible to play.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
All right. I have one of them. Yes.
Do you? All right. Well, then fuck that game.
Yeah, like every 10 seconds, though. Like, it's annoying how often the thing shows up. Maybe I deleted it.
Because I keep seeing this one for this game called Ivoni. And I'm sure it's not what it is purported to be in the ads. But
I think I got angry enough to delete that. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. So,
and they're always stupid because like, here's the ×10, but I'm going to go for the -9.
Yeah. The ads always piss me off because it's always like, oh, I'm going to pick the dumbest fucking thing possible.
Well, I got
for the flyers
because I have everything Apple, and it was like $1 more a month, and that's how they get you. I got that Apple Arcade with games that I never ever play, but I did download and play the Mario Kart clone that stars the Fox characters. The ones.
Yeah, you were talking about this. The
ones with you don't speed. Like, I'm sorry, you only control the left and right. Like you're always moving forward, kind of, but you are catching weapons and shit. And it's like I'm looking at it now. It's Family Guy, American Dad, the King of the Hill, and Solar Opposites. That one that's on Hulu. That's the Justin Roiland's. I've only seen the first season. I like the first season. It's not a terrible game. Like, it plays just as good as it's a watered down Mario Kart, because the actual courses aren't as good as Mario Kart courses, but the gameplay feels the same. Like, it's got that same kind of rubber banding. Like, you could be in the lead till the very end, and then somebody hits you with their version of a blue shell. Yeah.
Is it a propane cylinder?
I think it is for the family, not Family Guy, the
King of the Hill.
Wow, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of games,
not terrible.
Speaking of games and pre-orders and whatnot, You guys have seen the Genesis Mini 2, right?
Yes.
So
no.
okay, so they did the Genesis Mini just like NES Classic and SNES Classic, and it sold fairly well. Amazon is going to be the exclusive seller in the US, but everything is getting imported from Japan, and the pre-orders just went live today. So it's going to be extremely limited. If you're interested in it at all, you might want to snag a pre-order. It's going to have 50 games on it. It's supposed to be more powerful than whatever was in the Genesis Mini, which the Genesis Mini has run fine. I mean, but it's got this actually has some Sega CD games on it, and there's talk of there being
the Sega CD, and I think this also has this, or was that one of them had the Sonic and Knuckles, where you could play that with Sonic 2 and 3.
I think that's going to be this one because on the original one there was no Sonic and Knuckles, there was no Sonic 3. They were still working out the music issue.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing that it said is there's going to be an exclusive game that was never released for the Genesis, and I'm assuming part of the reason that they're announcing the games the way they are is they're going to have some 32X games. And it might be that unreleased Sonic game for the 32X that was supposed to come out. So, because there was an unreleased game for the 32X that was a Sonic game, and there was an unreleased Sonic game for what was that other system, for the Saturn. And they're saying that a Saturn to do a Saturn, it would be cost prohibitive, but they might throw it on this just as like a little, thank you.
Until Super last year, maybe the year before, until Super recently, you couldn't really emulate a Saturn that well either. Yeah. And it was just the way the architecture was built. Like, it's just hard, even with powerful hardware, it was hard to get it to run 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of those emulators like that for certain systems. Which is unreal. Really,
they just added the Wily Wars to the Switch Online Genesis games, unreleased in the US.
Now that's on the Genesis Mini.
Okay,
that's on the Genesis Mini. I had ordered the limited runs, or not limited. Was it or forever?
8-bit games. It was one of them.
Yeah.
I got that too. I haven't played it yet. It's in my basement.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play this one, and then I'm not gonna mess with that too much. But it's it's just something that if you guys are, if you're even thinking about it, you might want to drop a pre-order on it, and then this doesn't come out until the end of October. So you can always cancel the pre-order, but if you're even interested in it, you might want to drop a pre-order soonish.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then what was the God? There was something else game related that I wanted to get to with you guys, and I can't remember.
There was an Atari. They're coming out with it later.
Oh, yeah, the Atari 50.
Yeah, museum or whatever. Yeah.
That looks cool.
I'm sure that look cool. Yeah.
Tom, have you seen anything about that?
I'm just pulling it up right now, actually.
I'm
talking about the Atari 50th celebration.
Yeah, awesome.
I will definitely be grabbing that.
Too, that Turtles Shredder's Revenge came out, and I don't know if anybody else has played that, but it's an awesome game.
I'm waiting for the physical edition because I don't want to buy it twice. But I mean,
so yeah, that's the one where I downloaded it for the Switch, or got it on the Switch. They also came out with a vinyl record on limited run games that I bought separate this time, so I couldn't get screwed with the thing. And then I pre-ordered I'm really into Turtles. Like, if I move my camera over, you can see the turtle shelf and stuff.
Yeah.
So I pre-ordered the $300 version for the Switch, and then the PC version had stuff that the other one didn't, so I pre-ordered the PC version too.
Nice.
Oh, there's gunshots in the background. That's wonderful. That's what happened.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, what's going on, bud? You sure it's not fireworks?
It could be fireworks, but it might be. You never know over there. That's the scary side.
Let's say, don't be like our callers down here. There was just a cannon being shot off. I know the difference between a cannon and fireworks.
I don't know the difference.
Sure
So
you
it
do.
could have been a gun or it could have been fireworks. It's iffy.
Yeah, this hour was at 10:30 over there.
Well, it's probably a little bit of both.
I served
It's
on
their
the
shooting.
grand jury, so I know there's bad stuff that happens in that side of town.
Maybe they're shooting off fireworks as target practice. So
There
they're
you
Well,
shooting.
no, that's how they're lighting the fuses. Is they're shooting them.
There was a hit and run, and we had the wife there as one of the witnesses, and she said, "Yeah, I told him we didn't stop to see what we hit because you don't stop in that neighborhood." Is what she said. Although she said that in
That's
really broken
terrible,
English. Yeah,
dude. That's like when we used to go up and visit Hollywood, and we had to drive through Newark, and it's like,
yeah.
all right, well, we're in Newark, so yeah, we're not stopping. We're just gonna drive just straight through.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in a
Straight to the
good
red
Stop,
neighborhood.
no
lights.
stop.
And then if you go over there, it's Norristown proper, which is a bad neighborhood. And then if you go over there, it's Bluebell, which is like all the rich, fancy lawyers and stuff. I think a couple of your sports people live in Bluebell too, in the big houses.
I wouldn't
And,
be surprised.
and West Conshohocken isn't too far away.
Oh
Not
yeah,
West Conshohocken. West Conshohocken's the bad one. Conshohocken proper.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, Westchester's the bad one. I probably shouldn't drink before we start these things.
Yeah, Westchester's not bad. Chester's bad.
Yeah.
Westchester's nice. Ish. It's where the Eagles used to have training camp.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the one year I got to go to training camp. My dad took me and Mike Nicocher. We went up there, and it was a year when they sucked, like because it was when we were younger, and they weren't very good that often when we were younger.
That's also where that one guy who was too hardcore for Jackass lives or lived. I don't know if he's
Oh
still-
yeah, Bam.
Yeah.
Have they found him again?
I think they found him. He was. I'm fairly certain they found him all coked out in a bar down in Palm Beach or something like that.
Yeah. He goes missing like every other day.
I watched 4.5 over the weekend. It was a little less sad than 4 was.
I liked 4.
They were too old. They're just I felt bad watching them get hurt.
I never feel bad watching them get hurt. So
Wee Man's like a 40-something-year-old small person now. They don't usually live that long anyway. And then to do what he's doing at 40-some years old
Dude, the best was when he got blown up by the airbag and he landed in the middle. Like they had padding all over the place, and then there's this pile of pipes, and he just lands in the pipes. It's like,
one of the
damn,
things
dude.
they didn't do on the one that made it in 4.5 was they did like those Newton balls, but they took the new fat guy and Preston and put Wee Man in the middle and had it.
Yes, I actually watched it a while ago. I'm trying to think. It's watched that about a month ago now, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I watched 4.5, and
Yeah, it was at my mom's. It was on Netflix. Like, okay, I'll check this out.
Mommy said that.
Yeah, I was. I've been so out of the loop. I really haven't watched or played anything just after traveling. So,
I just
yeah.
man,
No,
I
we.
people to talk to when like you go mute, and I don't have anybody. All alone. Sad.
We introduced the kids to the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie finally because
nice.
we're just obviously travel. Sometimes those campgrounds at night there's not a whole lot to do, but because of lack of quality internet, it took 3 nights to watch it.
Jesus, dude, I just watched the Bob's Burgers movie, which
How was
I
that?
enjoyed. I liked it. I mean, I liked the show a lot, so it was just it was good.
Did you see the Beavis and Butthead do the world, or whatever the hell it's called?
Do the
That was
universe, yes. Oh, dude, how great was that?
Yeah.
So I loved that. Obviously, you saw it, Tom. I'm assuming you did.
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
It was
Oh,
good.
dude, it's so good, so good. You got to
And
watch
it's going to
it.
lead into a new series too, I think. Right? Isn't there a new series
Is it?
coming or something? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's cool. That's good news.
Yeah, that was bringing them into the future. Like at the end thing was kind of
Yeah.
the point.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
South Park just did another, I guess, 2 specials, the Streaming Wars. I just watched the first part of that before I got on with you guys.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to see it, but I keep forgetting about it. I did watch. I finished the Umbrella Academy, the new season, and I finished The Boys, the new season.
I finished The Boys. That was good.
Yeah,
Really,
and then
I mean, they always were different than the comic, but they're like really veering off from the comic at this point.
oh, absolutely. But I gotta say, I do love the fact that there was a point this season where all of the far like fringe right people that were watching it realized that, oh wait, they're making fun of us. And it just like everybody loved the show, and then all of a sudden there's all this backlash. It's like, wait a second, you're making fun of us. We don't fucking like that.
Then,
And
I
then the
haven't
whole
watched. Okay.
Homelander killing somebody in front of a group of people and then cheering.
Yeah.
That was poetic. And then the first
I
two
hear
episodes.
Homelander could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they would still vote for him. So.
And then the first two episodes of the new season of What We Do in the Shadows dropped. Which have either of you watched that?
I haven't downloaded, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. Yeah.
So what's cool too is
Takiti with I don't know how you say his name.
Taika Waititi.
Korg, yeah, he wrote and directed, and and it's got the dude from I can't think of the guy's name. The guy from the IT crowd that was like the boss. Who's been in other
Matt
things.
Berry.
Thank you. Yeah, him.
Yeah. So it's got so it's basically a comedy about vampires in America. They live in Staten Island, and it's just really funny. It's like a kind of like a documentary style.
It's like The Office where they're filming
Yeah.
that documentary. Yeah.
And it's so good. And it's funny because they have throughout, it started off, it was actually a movie in Australia, and it starred Taika Waititi and some other people, and that I just really don't remember. I want to say Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords might have been in it, but I could be wrong on that. But the TV show is completely unrelated to that, other than there's guest spots from all different famous people who played vampires, and there's actually Mark Hamill guest stars on season 3, and it's fucking outstanding. So I highly recommend that show.
We watched, and I'll pronounce, my apologies if I butcher the name, but the Johnny Depp movie Minamata last night. That's it's on Hulu. It's about the chemical mercury poisoning from 1970s in Japan.
Okay.
It's based on true events. It's very dramatic. But I tell you what, watch that just for the sheer fact of it does not look like him at all. But Bill Nighy's in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in a big role, but it's a small role enough. But yeah, it's really, really good. Just it's kind of sad, but it's really interesting, very well. That's based on true events type movie.
So maybe I'll just read a synopsis of that one. I don't think I need to watch anything sad right now.
Yeah. But it reminded me there was a documentary we watched a few years ago on Netflix called The Devil We Know. Had to do with the Dow chemical poisoning of the water back in the 50s and 60s. And it now the Johnny Depp one's obviously more of a movie, so it's like dramatized than The Devil We Know is, but it's along the same lines. It's very interesting though, because it's like one of those historical things that basically we were talking about last night. It's basically what leads everyone to think that all the fish, it's the reason why it's because it's mercury poisoning. So that's why that's always in the back of your mind. Well, I shouldn't eat too much because it's too much mercury. Basically goes back to this town.
No kidding.
Yeah, because that's what they were doing. They were poisoning the water. So yeah, it's interesting though. It's really, really neat. So yeah, if you're ever on the up and you need to go down, there you go.
I don't think we got to worry about that too much.
No, that was really good though. And then I'm trying to think, we watched something else on Hulu somewhat recently, but now we started rewatching Scrubs again because why not?
Yeah. Did you never get enough Scrubs?
Nah.
That show's fantastic.
Although it's funny though, like really going back and listening to some of the jokes, no way they could make some of that stuff now. That's how quickly things change.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, dude, why don't you? I mean, I know I didn't really do anything while we were on "quote unquote" hiatus. I just kind of worked and hid in my room. Tom, we know you were on the trip. Richie, did you get up to anything fun? Anything special?
Uh-oh.
You're muted, bud.
Silent.
But no, hello.
There we
You're
go.
good. You're back.
Now you're back.
There's a lag between when I click the button and when it does stuff. So I was saying stuff all along. That's why you guys were ignoring me. I was going to say the last episode of Miss Marvel came out today. I haven't watched it yet, but I've enjoyed that whole series a lot so far. I knew nothing about the character. So it's one of them ones like Moon Knight going into it. But I kind of like I don't know anything. I work with a lot of Indians and deal with like Indian culture a lot just because I'm around it, but know nothing about Pakistan. And that plays a big part of the Miss Marvel series. And it's kind of fascinating. It's like, I'm really oversimplifying this, but it's a Muslim version of India. India's got split in two, and all the Muslims had to leave, and they went and formed Pakistan. And that's it's kind of fascinating. Yeah.
No, I agree, and I think that's been an outstanding series, and I think that part of it has been really eye opening too, because I don't know shit about it, and now it's opening my eyes to this whole thing that in
a world where everything's like when you watch TV or play video games, usually it's very dull colors, like browns and grays and shit like that. This has been like super colorful, like purples and weird pastels, because all those, I don't want to say, I'm over simplifying again, but like just the colors in that part of the world tend to be a little brighter, so they're making it brighter in the show, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
like it's just a fun watch and it's a pretty watch.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then apparently, I didn't know this, but there's a oh Jesus Christ, Resident Evil series coming out on Netflix, or Netflix releasing today, or the first couple of episodes. I guess they drop everything, so it must be the whole series. But apparently it doesn't have anything to do with the movies, so there's no Mia Jovovich or her husband involved. So they might actually be good. So I'm going to have to check that
out. Huh. Are they more based on like different game storylines? Do they pick it up at a certain point, or they?
I think so. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's the first game, just from what I gathered quickly.
Cool.
But no, I caught up on Mitch. This is what I did when he said over. So I waited to watch Miss Marvel for the most part, so I caught up on that. I binged Stranger Things. I'm down to one episode of that too, but the last episode's like 2.5 hours. So I just haven't got around to watching that yet. But that's been a good season too. And I just saw a picture of Millie Bobby Brown not in Stranger Things. And I know that everyone aged up while they did this, but she looks like she's like 30 and has huge breasts that you don't notice while watching her in the thing. So it's kind of weird. To see her outside of the thing. What the hell else? I watched Cube over again, which is a very good movie. It's free on YouTube.
That is a good movie.
I know I watched the movies with my mom, but I honestly can't remember what they are now, so they obviously weren't that good. It was stuff that was on like Netflix and then HBO Max and crap like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So Tom, what was that?
So made it to the beach once while I was at the shore for the week.
Hey, that's better than me.
Did you go down to Cape May, Rich? Or
yeah, that's my mom's got a house in North Cape May, so it's like the local side of it. And then we just drive up we don't stay in Cape May when we go to the beach. We go to Wildwood. Free beaches and less snobby people.
There you go.
And
that's exactly what you need. So Tom, man, you guys had a very interesting road trip. How about you? Why don't you fill us in, man?
Yeah, so we went on hiatus here for this podcast, as you mentioned. We didn't do anything for like 3 weeks. We have a camper, like travel trailer, so decided to just about back in December, January, just really plan out a long trip going west. So live in Kentucky, and then decided to go out toward Colorado. It's where my brother-in-law lives. So but decided to just take it slow and stop at different places along the way. And so left here, and then just kind of like the first couple of days really just driving, trying to get out, away basically. So not a whole lot going on in Arkansas. Made that. Went to Oklahoma. We did check out the National Cowboy and Western Hall of Fame, which was really neat because I went there when I was a kid, so it was kind of cool to take my kids there. One of those things that I was at when I was 12, and then Katie's 12 now, so
nice.
that was pretty cool. Went out to Amarillo, Texas. Went to Cadillac Ranch, which I'd been there before. No one else here had. It's really neat. That's roadside Americana at its finest. Caught a baseball game there. Did some other things, and then we took off and hit the corner of New Mexico. And this was really cool. We hiked a inactive volcano.
Nice.
Which that's fun. And that's the crazy thing was, this is the part that I was like kind of nervous about, because with my vehicle, I really was nervous about actually taking it across any kind of mountains or high elevation. Didn't want to get stuck anywhere. My truck I trust, but my truck pulling a trailer, not necessarily, especially one that weighs, over 2 tons. So we get to this part in New Mexico, and come to find out, after we had already been there, and I started looking it up, we were like a couple thousand feet higher elevation wise than Denver. So
get out.
Yeah, which you really don't think about, being like the southern part there. But no, so we hiked the volcano. That was really cool. Then we shot up and went to basically the Denver area for about a week, and that was a lot of fun. I could spend a lot of time there. So many different things. But we took the kids to the zoo, went to Lookout Mountain, saw Buffalo Bill's gravesite, just did a lot of different things there. One of the things that was really cool, we went to an old it was an old airplane factory, and they turned it into a mall, but it was really open. So it was really cool because like there's like really eclectic shops and stuff. Like they had like a VR arcade.
Nice.
So we had to like the kids do that, but they also had a brewery. So the cool thing was like you could actually sit down and have beer there, or you could like get it to go and just wander around and shop, which was pretty awesome. Because we don't get things like that where I'm at. So then we took off and went to Wyoming, and that's when I learned that where I live is a lot more normal is probably not the right word. Maybe up to date.
Let's say modern. Like, are they just learning about Y2K in Wyoming?
It was a lot of fun. I loved Cheyenne. Very clean city. We had a great time. But my goodness, it felt like going back in time about 25, 30 years.
I know we just heard what may have been gunshots in the background, but I probably live in the most normal area out of the three of us.
That's true.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Hey, we just got internet back like not long before we started recording, because some jackass hit a fucking telephone pole in my neighborhood and took out cable and electricity. So
yeah, I had to deal with that at work yesterday. Someone cut a fiber the night before. I hope they contacted Julie and had that squared away, because that's an expensive fix.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. So we did the cool thing was we did 4th of July on a beach in Wyoming, which was kind of neat. It was at a lake, and that is full sandy beach. It was unreal. Yeah.
Now, do you know if it was? Sorry to interrupt, but do you know, did they? And obviously, it could have changed over the years, but do you know, did they ship that sand in, or was it naturally like that? Like, was it do you know anything about it, or?
I don't know. It wasn't like sand you'd find like necessarily like at the shore, like where you would see it. Like yours is like basically down there. It's like pure white.
You didn't research the lakes of Wyoming before you went?
No.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if it was like a man-made lake or something like that.
I assume that like part of this stuff was natural, but I assume some of it's like trucked in to give it.
All I know about Wyoming was I remember as a kid, the Garfield and Friends show. He had one episode where a part of it was he pulled down the map and pointed to Wyoming, and I think it was like Wyoming means no one lives here in Indian. They're Native American.
I remember that episode too.
It's pretty accurate. The thing was like where we were at, and granted, we were in the capital, right? 60,000 people live in the capital. It's insane. Like there's just no one there. But it was a fun time, and everyone was super nice. Like we met some really cool people when we were
Where
sitting
Bob
there.
lived, he has 60,000 people from Pennsylvania that come down to stay once a year.
Also accurate.
Yeah.
Then we took shot back across. We had to start heading back, so we did Kansas, Nebraska. Not a whole lot going on there. I didn't even want to entertain that there was going to be a lot going on in the first place. Yeah, I can say that from living in Kentucky. There's literally nothing going on in those states at all.
Right.
But then we stopped in Missouri, and Danielle found this last thing we did for the kids. And have you either of you guys been to a cat cafe?
I've heard of it, but I've never been. We have one close.
There was the worse actress than what's her face, Harley Quinn Smith, is that Mayim Bialik, and she had like a whole show devoted to running a cat cafe.
Call Me Cat.
I don't remember. Old women have no. My mom has no taste in television. She doesn't listen to this anyway, so I can say that. It was a horrible show.
This is going to be the one episode she picks to listen to.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it was really cool because we had to make an appointment basically to kind of get in there because it was like limited. But it's neat because basically they're all up for adoption. So think of it like going to a shelter in a way. Except it's all very open. And they cafe because the other side of it you can get coffee, or I learned you can get beer. So
that's awesome.
Why not? And
I don't know cats like beer.
Yeah, now. So it's cool. So yeah, order your drink, go in, have at it.
Cats go over and knock them off the bar.
Wait, so let me ask you this. They make that coffee that like the cats eat and either throw up or shit out. Do they have any of that there? No, but they have cat ones too.
Do they have cat ones too?
Yeah, because they made a big deal out of it a couple years ago. Some brewery or coffee fucking place in Fort Myers had it. It was like cat shit coffee or something. It wasn't actually called cat shit coffee, but
that sounds like it's a Florida man trying to make the monkey coffee.
It was wild. Like they basically told us to have it.
We're messing with his cat thing, but I thought the idea was the monkeys eat only the best berries and then don't digest them, and that's why you turn into good coffee.
I don't know.
I can't picture a cat. My dog will eat anything, and I'm not eating anything that comes out of his ass at all.
Yeah, please don't.
No.
But they basically told us that those like either hold on to your drinks or like just watch them because they will go out and if you got like a latte, yeah, they'll start licking on it. But no, it was really cool. Did a lot of just a lot of different things. The one thing I will say this because I'm still kind of new to the trailering part of it. We got up to about 45 minutes east of where we were staying in Denver, so I had to go west toward Denver on Interstate 70, which I think you guys are familiar with.
Yeah.
I was also on parts of 76 too, believe it or not.
Really?
During this trip.
That's
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 70 toward Denver and it's flat. Like, I don't know if either of you guys been out that way before, like driving at all ever?
No.
We're at St. James.
Have you ever driven like out toward Denver before ever in your life?
No.
It's really weird because it's almost pure flat until you hit the Rockies. It's really strange.
That's what I've driven. I haven't driven, but I was in a cab in Dallas, and Dallas is the same way. Like once you get off the airplane, everything's just flat, and it's weird because you can see that's no horizon. Yeah,
that's how Texas is the furthest west I've been driving around that hasn't been like California.
Yeah, it's really weird. So, but there's signs posted all over saying that you have the potential of hitting crosswinds, and they have windsocks everywhere. And so I'm driving my truck, pulling the trailer, and the windsocks are like completely like basically the worst direction you could possibly see it. And I'm just getting like basically having a white knuckle everything. And then I learned that the next worst part was because I'm limited speed anyway, but the speed limit there is 75. And the way to be safe with mine, I can't go any faster than that. But I was always keeping it between 60 and 65 just because I, just wasn't comfortable. And tractor trailers fully loaded, buzzing by, doing 80, 85 miles an hour is not fun at all. So because you get pulled, it starts pulling you in. So I just had to learn to like lay off the accelerator, which slows you down quite a bit, especially when I'm driving. So I don't know, you learn to take it real slow. But then you get to Wyoming, the speed limit's 80.
Nice. Yeah, because there's nothing you can hurt out there.
No. You guys, I'm sure you saw on Facebook, we went on the buffalo train tour as well up there.
Yeah,
where we hand fed buffalo, and I kissed one as well.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've dated girls that looked worse than that, so not that.
Yeah, they're not in the wild, but if you guys ever visit me, you can do that here too at the Elmwood Park Zoo. They have giraffes and buffalo that you can feed lettuce. Apparently, they like lettuce.
They gave us treats.
Did Tom make out with them?
Huh? I know. They actually
they won't let you feed in your mouth.
They wouldn't let us pet the giraffes. Like they got upset if you actually pet them. So but the head's right there. Like it's taking food from you. Why can't I pet it? They
that is weird. I don't know. The thing we did in Wyoming, the guy's like, yeah, you can put the treat in your mouth and they'll come get it. And
for an extra $10.
Well, it was funny because, and it was kind of sad because he explained like why they are the way they are. And basically any buffalo that's in America, I guess around the world, or at least here, North America, I should say, they're all inbred, all of them, because they were whittled down in population so much. Like they said, it was like down to like 250 at one point.
Jesus.
Yeah, so they're all very inbred, and you can tell that they're all very they're very docile. Yeah. But it was cool. Like they had a real fun time doing that, and we went horseback riding too in Colorado.
Nice.
Which was a lot of fun. And one thing I would say like is really cool, like doing different than anywhere else, because in the background is the Rocky Mountains, right? So it was cool. Like again, we went with a bunch of good people, so it was fun. But no, we did so many different things, and it's hard to like really gauge like what we all did because we stayed so busy. But got to enjoy a lot of different things and had a lot of fun. And I'm thinking the kids really will remember that one for hopefully the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it sounds like something that they'll think about, and I know you and your parents had done that kind of stuff in the past, and that's something that you look back on fondly, and hopefully they'll have the same point of view on this.
Yeah, that was one thing. Like, don't get me wrong. In fact, we're fixing to head to Florida here at the end of the month into August. The spot we like to go to in the Panhandle there. But, and I love doing that, and I love going to the same places. Because of familiarity.
Right.
Creature habit. I think anyone does. But I've always been love to explore, and I never had the ability really the want per se to kind of get out of the country. But I wanted to see what our country had to offer. And my parents, and I'm always grateful this dragged me around, and I saw everything, and I think it's like one of those lists going around on Facebook. It's like, how many of these places have you seen? And it's like got the Grand Canyon and all this. And it's like the average American has seen 5. And I think there's like 25 things on it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm close to 20, it's like, I'm not bragging. I got lucky, with seeing different things. And that's kind of the experience I want to give my kids. The problem is a lot of the stuff now is just so commercialized and so busy. So like try to go to the Grand Canyon now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like go to the volcano thing that we went to. There was no one there. It was awesome. And it was just as cool. Cause like we got to the top of that thing and it was a clear day. And the guide at the bottom told us, he's like, yeah, clear day like this, you see 55 miles out. It's just unreal to see something like that you normally would only see from an airplane, which I don't know. It's kind of cool.
It's awesome. Well, because I know that everybody was wondering about this, I did dig up the cat poop coffee, and so I figure we'll finish it on this. So this cat poop coffee, it's actually called Civet coffee. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's CIVET.
Yeah, that's what I thought the monkey was. So it's the same animal.
Yeah, so it's
I was told
$10 a cup, $60 for 4 ounces of beans. But here's the deal, okay? So this is in this article, it starts off and it's talking about it, but it goes, yeah, this is expensive, but it's nothing. That's a bargain compared to what it costs for elephant poop coffee with a hyperlink. So I had to click on that, obviously.
And you ordered some, didn't you?
No, I did not. So $50 a cup for elephant poop coffee.
I'm gonna pass on that one.
$1,100 per kilogram for the beans.
Are you sure they're not trying to smuggle cocaine?
Dude, that's got to be it, right? And this was last updated October 17, 2012. So think about inflation at this point and where that would be. Like, you're probably talking about a house. Do I want to buy a house or do I want to buy a cup of coffee? Or, okay, maybe not a house anymore because houses are ridiculous. But okay, do I want to buy a car or do I? Okay, maybe not a car. Do I want a cup or do I want a tank of gas or do I want a cup of coffee?
There you go. There you go.
So
there you go.
It's, a little ridiculous. But yeah, so I figured we're all full of shit, so we might as well talk about shit to end this episode. So before we sign off, does anybody have any last words they'd like to say?
I was going to talk about shit, but I haven't seen that new Kevin Smith movie yet.
Ooh.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, you know what? That remains to be seen. We'll have to.
We might have to actually watch it and talk about that one.
Hey, yeah, there we go, Rich. There's some torture for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can look forward to that. We'll have to watch it. You know what? Oh, damn it! It's in September. If it was in October, I would say, listen, I'm gonna put a big ask out there. I'm gonna say, let's all get together for my birthday and watch that movie. But it'll be out of theaters by the time my birthday rolls around.
Especially if it's only there for 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally like, I would say like September 12th and 15th or 14th or something like that. It's like 2 days apart or 3 days apart, and it's just those 2 days. And like, I know our local theater only has it one of the 2 days. So if I don't act soon, I'm not going to get a ticket, and I'll be very sad.
I'm going to add to my calendar, go see that. And then I was trying to Google that cafe stuff that Tom was talking about, and accidentally searched for pussy cafes. So schedule
accidentally, bitch. That was in your search history.
Yes.
Accidentally clicked the bookmark.
Yeah. Accidentally clicked for my reservation. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, until next time, we have been the Noise Brigade. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on BigBeefyShootyBoys.com, DoubleWideCoffin.com.
HarleyQuinnSmith, AteMyBalls.com.
Yeah, HarleyQuinnSmith, AteMyBalls.com, HarambePox.com, and God knows there's probably others that we completely forgot at this point.
We have a real one. It's noisebrigadepod.com.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Go buy some socks or a shirt or something.